Hello and welcome to another Big Clever video. In this video I am going to take my new Elegoo Saturn 3D printer out of its box and have a look at what comes in the base box, and I'll also go through very quickly the additional stuff that I bought. Now I picked this up from the internet and it was delivered last week, and I've been so busy I've not even managed to do this, which is just crazy. It's been sat on my floor of my office for 4 or 5 days saying open me, and now is the time. So this is going to be quite a quick video, quite a basic video, just showing what you get, as I say, and I'll do some follow-ups for setting it up and then first print and all those things as I did for my Mars 2 Pro. Pretty excited, can't wait to get it opened. So let's put the box on the bench, which is down behind me here, and have a look and see what we've got. So here we are, this is the outer packaging, which I don't know why I'm showing you, but I am. So what I'm going to do is attempt to lift the printer out of the box. Now I honestly haven't looked at this at all. This is the first time I've done anything more than just lift the top flaps open. So you get these awesome, I always keep these look like I'm going to be able to use them for something in my hobbying. I haven't yet, but I've got a few of them upstairs stashed. Me, a hoarder? Of course not. So yeah, so you get some cardboard there. It's pretty well packed, this. It's better packed than I remember the Mars Pro. Got these nice solid plastic corners, which I can see being quite nice to use as a little kind of like put a model one as a display book piece. But anyway, then we get this packing. This is really nice for packing things up. I've sent things to various people around the world and I make use of that stuff quite a lot because it's very, very solid. And here it is. Here is the Elegoo Saturn. Isn't that huge? So what we've got is pretty much as with the 2 Pro, you get a toolkit, which I'll go into in a second, and then you get the printer. Right, let's see if I can lift this out. Heavy enough, but really well packed. I'm very impressed with that. I mean, one of the things I've noticed is Elegoo don't muck about with that sort of thing. They understand you want to receive your stuff in good order. So I'm going to get rid of this single-use plastic. Don't like it. So we'll get that done. I'll turn the camera off and then we'll have a look and see what's in the toolkit and have a look and see what's in the actual printer. And then I'll show you the spares that I managed to pick up as well, because I'm paranoid about spares because it's always hard to get things. So yeah, I'll just get this all unwrapped. I'm back in a second. I haven't quite got to the bottom of the single-use plastic yet, but I think it's worth filming this. So I've taken the first bag off, which was tied underneath using one of these little twisty tie things, which is quite cool. That was easy enough to do. Then what you've got is you've got the top red is covered in cling film, and then inside that you've got another bag. So that's that, and then we have more of this awesome packing material, very nicely shaped. It's a little bit sellotaped on here, so that comes off like that, and then this leans forwards. I tell you what, you could just get so excited with the shapes of all this stuff. Be very careful when you lift that first one off, because inside is the frankly awesome looking build plate, which is very tightly packed in there. There we are. So there's the build plate, and that does have plastic on it, I believe. Yes, it does. It has plastic on it, so don't just try and use it straight away. You've got a clear, thin, clear, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. A little bit more. So I've restocked on that awesome packing, and here we are. Here we have it. We have the printer. We have a build, the VAT, and yeah. And there's the cover. So that's what you get in the box. I'm going to move that out of the way and we'll have a look at the toolkit, and then I'll go through the additional stuff that I bought with spares, and then I'm going to see whether I can get it set up, though that may not happen today. But immediately this VAT is nice. It's got lifting, little lifting handles there. Yeah, that's cool. Right, let's get to the next bit. So the toolkit is pretty much the same as what you get in the Mars. So we've got all of the adjustable spanners and what have you. It's got some spare screws, which are very useful. I didn't realise how useful that was until my Mars 2 had a stripped thread on the build plate here, and I found that I actually had some spare screws, which was good. And in this, it looks like you only get one spare screw, but which is a bit of a shame. You get two in the Mars 2 one. I might have to contact them about that. But yeah, so yeah, you've got the power supply, another scraper, always useful. More snips. You can never have too many snips. You get another USB stick, which is cool. Though I do believe that this Saturn does come with a network cable, so I'll be able to connect it via network. You get some gloves, some filters, some masks. Nowadays, it's useful. Another plastic scraper, which is never a bad thing, and actual leveling paper. So that's interesting. So that is that's really interesting. So I've been using a sheet of from the instructions, so putting that in and then using that to level my Mars 2. So having this is quite cool. So yeah, you get quite a nice little selection of stuff there. Some things that are very useful. A bit disappointed that it seems that there's only one spare screw for the build plate. It would be better if there were two, because you need two. So that's a bit of a shame. But other than that, some things I'll use, some things I won't. I don't actually use these. I bought myself a silicone and metal filter because these are a bit of a pain. So that will just go, maybe be used for something else. But yeah, just a nice little touch that they give you all that stuff, and certainly the spares, the screws for the VAT, for replacing the FEP and what have you, are very good. So that's what comes in the box. Now let me show you what I bought in addition to what comes in the box. Here we are, these are the things that I bought in addition. So the first thing is the magnetic build plate. Now this was such a quality of life improvement for me. Well, as soon as I got it on the Mars 2, I was like, yeah, this is the best thing, and I cannot recommend this highly enough. This should be your first upgrade if you're looking at any 3D printer. It just makes using it so much easier, so much less hassle, and less damage to your equipment, which is obviously very good. So I picked myself up a magnetic build plate, which is the correct size for the Saturn. I also picked up a spare screen. Now this is a thing that you hope you never need to use, but unfortunately sometimes mistakes do happen. And having a screen here means that if I get any major damage or any major problem, I can immediately swap it out and then order another one, rather than having to wait weeks for one to arrive. Now if you're in the US or the UK or whatever and you have next day delivery, that obviously is not so much of an issue, but for me it is. I also got a spare resin tank. This is partially because I'm quite lazy. So if I get a leak in my FEP, then this means I can immediately swap one in, and then when I get time I can change the FEP on the first one, rather than it becoming a big stress point for me, because yeah, I'm busy, and necessarily spending an hour or so changing the FEP, or 40 minutes or whatever it takes, is not really something I want to have to do if I'm trying to print things. So I bought myself a spare resin tank. And also I've got 10 spare FEPs. So that should see me through. Hopefully I don't have a leak immediately like I did on the other one. That was caused, I think they said, by potentially a manufacturing issue. So hopefully there isn't a manufacturing issue in the resin tanks I've got here. But if not, if there is, then I have spare FEPs as well. So those are the spares I've got. One of the reasons I held off for so long on ordering the Saturn is I was really struggling to find anyone who had the tanks, who had the print panels, and worse, who had the FEP liners, because your FEP will break. It's just one of those things. I was reading the warranty on a 3D printer, and the warranty was for 10 uses on the FEP. I mean, my printer gets that in 2 weeks, easy. So, you know, changing your FEP is something that's going to happen relatively often, and it's not necessarily caused by user error. It's caused by use. It's a stressful situation. It gets hot, it has UV light pushed through it, and it has a lot of tension, a lot of suction on it. So it's a stressful position for the printer. So having spare FEPs in, I think, is something that everyone should do, even if you do have next day delivery, because then you can just swap it in and order some more if you need to. So that's my spares. I'm very pleased. What I'm going to do now is try and make some space over on my printing table for the Saturn, get it set up, and that'll be another video. So I'll wrap this up now. And yeah, I'm really excited to get my first print on it as well. So there you are. New shiny is always nice, but this is particularly exciting. I'm going to be able to print larger models, and that's always good, isn't it? Because bigger is definitely better. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I should have actually picked up the Jupiter, which was on Kickstarter, for basically twice the price of this, but it's a huge printer. I did have a pledge on it and I dropped it in the end, decided it wasn't worth the money that I would have had to have spent. So yeah, let me know if you think I'm wrong on that. If you did back that, if you've got one of these, it'd be wonderful to hear from you. I love all of your comments and I do read and reply to them all. So yeah, don't be shy. And yeah, I'm going to look forward to the next in this series, which is going to be me setting up and doing a test print, which will hopefully be coming very soon, but we shall see. So thanks for watching, and as always, please do stay healthy, stay safe, and stay well.